All right, welcome to the official episode 1 of the Pokeshop BST Podcast. My name is Homero here behind the camera, and we got Woody, the owner of the Pokeshop here, and Gooseophone. You guys can introduce yourselves if you'd like.
I'll go first. I'm Goose, or Gooseophone. I am mostly known as a cosplay content creator. I have all kinds of Pokemon cosplays. I also do a lot of Fire Emblem stuff, but I do a lot of Pokemon stuff too. I watch the anime very religiously, make a lot of commentary on the anime. I play the TCG, I collect cards, I play VGC, I play Go, I play everything, Pokemon Sleep even, like Pocket. You know, if it's Pokemon, I've probably at least dabbled in it. So I'm very into it.
Nice.
And Woody?
Hi, my name is Woody Ketchum. I am the owner of the Pokeshop and Missing No Games in Appleton. Big time Pokemon entrepreneur and collector, pretty much.
Nice. So the first segment for the podcast is the news, and the big news for us is Milwaukee Regionals, which is this week. This episode will come out right after Regionals. It's May 2nd to the 4th. The 2nd is just like the first day it's open. But you can still go there, right?
Yeah, you could still go there. It's good to go on Friday to pick up your badge, because then you're not like, because you start playing at like 9 in the morning.
Yeah, you don't want to rush.
So you don't want to be rushed. But you can just go there, like hope someone interviews you. That's what I like to do, is like go. I like to show my cosplay, so I like to
Nice.
go all 3 days. And they have free play consoles set up, so normally I'll just be sitting there playing Puzzle League. Hope someone comes and plays Puzzle League with me every time.
Yeah, I think Friday is like kind of like a day to kind of just go in there. There's not as many people there. You can check in, get your badges early, get any of your, items that
Vendors are open.
right, vendors are there. Any exclusive items that they might have that they're giving out. So you want to get there early and try to claim those items before all the craziness on Saturday. But
Do they run side events on Friday?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. On the website, I saw
think
they do.
so.
And there's going to be a big group of players sponsored by the Pokeshop, all wearing Missing No t-shirts there. How many players are going to be there?
Yeah, so every time regionals come to the Milwaukee area, we like to sponsor all of our players that come here to play league with us every week. And just something to give back to them, where they can, we pretty much sponsor their entry and they go and compete and have fun for the weekend. And who knows, might even take a championship one day. So
Yep. So yeah, maybe we'll see any of you there at Milwaukee Regionals at the Baird Center. So keep an eye out for us there.
I'm competing as well, so you guys better watch out for me.
Yeah, Woody is in the TCG competing, and Goose will be competing in the VGC.
VGC, yeah. I'm bringing Koraidon and Zamazenta as my 2 restricteds. And then I'm bringing Fluttermane, bringing Chi-Yu, I'm bringing Whimsicott, and I'm bringing Raging Bolt. That's the team.
You're not supposed to tell them, because now they're gonna know how to
It's
counter
coming
you.
out after.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay. I'll be fine.
Okay, guys, I'm playing Dragapult Battle League deck, but don't tell nobody. Okay.
And I'm going to be cosplaying. On Friday, I'm going to be Nurse Joy. On Saturday, I'm going to be Journey's Serena. And on Sunday, I'm going to be Dawn.
Nice.
Can you play unsleeved? Is that legal?
I think I'm not sure, to be honest.
If it's legal, you should.
I think
that
so.
would be
I think
so
it
funny.
is.
I think so.
To play an unsleeved pre-con league deck with the league battle deck unsleeved, that would be so funny. All right, and then the upcoming news for products. The next stuff coming out is going to be a Prismatic Evolutions SPC, and that's going to have 15 packs of Prismatic Evolutions, a Fuzzy Eevee deck box, the Cake Eevee promo, and then sleeves and a playmat with featuring the Evolutions, and we'll be having that available in the store. That's May 16th.
I haven't been keeping up, but I know the SPCs are coming out early May. Our allocations weren't what we expected. Obviously, we wanted more, but I feel like we should be able to at least provide, 20, 30, 40 people um, some products. So at least some of you guys will be happy.
Mm-hmm. And then after that, it'll be a little while, 2 weeks. Then Destined Rivals will come out on May
That's
30th.
right.
Yeah.
So that's the products that we have to
I'm
look forward
excited to open
to.
some of that.
Yeah, and we'll be opening all that on
Yeah.
the channel
On
in
the
the
channel.
long form.
Because we
openings.
did the Japanese Heatwave Arena already.
We did.
But we haven't, the English isn't out yet, so. We got this gold Cynthia's
so
Garchomp
beautiful.
from that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good pull.
If you guys are in the area, we are holding pre-release on the May 17th. So 2 weeks before release date. So you're interested in learning how to play the game, or just trying to get your hands on some product early, just to kind of get a sneak peek of things. We have pre-release on Saturday, May 17th at noon. So make sure to bring your player ID and sign up.
Yeah, last time it sold out for Journey Together.
Yeah.
So try to get here, on
Early.
time, early. Yeah.
Early.
We open at 11 and then it starts at noon.
Noon,
right? So
right.
have an hour to get here.
Camp out the night before.
Camp out the night before.
I think those pre-con decks are going to be really fun to play against because they're like all balanced against each other.
Oh yeah.
So Journey Together seemed fun, but then the Hops deck was really good. I feel like the Rocket deck is going to be.
I think Hop's deck is the best one to come out of Journey Together.
There's always one that's like the most OP out of all of them, and if you get the good deck plus like a couple extra really good cards from the packs, then you're pretty much golden to win.
Yeah. All right, I think that's all the news for this week. The next segment I have, I'm going to call the check-in, and it's just a chance for us to check in on how everyone's doing out in the audience and for you guys. And my question for the check-in segment is, would you say that Pokemon has helped your mental health during your lifetime, throughout your life?
You want to go first?
I feel like no. I had a trip to like the hospital on Pokemon Day that was somewhat related to my mental health, because after PokeCon I was up for like 5 days and I couldn't sleep at PokeCon in Minnesota. And then on Pokemon Day, I had to go to the hospital. So no, I feel like Pokemon has been very bad for my mental health, honestly. It's probably the worst thing for my mental health, but I keep indulging in it.
How about for you, Woody?
I kind of agree. Pokemon, the last couple months been kind of hectic with, supply shortages, with the, dealing with distributors and trying to get product into my store without having to like pay all these inflated prices. It's been tough, to be honest. And it has, I'm not going to lie, it has affected my mental health quite a bit, but you got to kind of stay strong and just stick through it. So
Yeah.
That's what this segment's for. Like that's the truth of it. It's meant to be a fun hobby, but when there's a lot of passion behind it, can take a lot
100%,
to keep up.
100%.
I mean, it's a good thing to have to de-stress, like go home and like put on some episodes of the anime or like play a game, get cozy. Sometimes I like to stream. Like that can be fun, but overall, I would say no. Pokemon has been like the worst thing for my mental health.
So if you feel that out there in the audience, you can leave a comment, and we're here to be receptive to your experience as well. The next segment is called #NotFinancialAdvice. And my question for this one is, if you were going to invest in Pokemon cards, #NotFinancialAdvice, what would you buy and hold for the long term right now?
Me personally, special sets. Special sets always tend to do really well long term. There's not much of it that gets printed, unless it was Shining Face. They printed that to oblivion, but it started out as a really hot set, and then they just kept printing it over time, and it kind of devalued the set. But it's gone back up since then, because Shining Face been in released, 4 years ago or so? So, I mean, any special sets, Prismatic Evolutions is one of them.
151.
151.
That's what I was gonna say.
Crown
151 is another one, but pretty much any nostalgic sets. Like, I mean, Team Rocket might be a really good one to kind of invest in as well because it's super nostalgic. There's not many like Team Rocket sets. It's just the original WotC Team Rocket. Then we got Team Rocket Returns in the EX era, and then we didn't see anything for 10, 15 years until now. So something to think about. Just sets that are real nostalgic, has nostalgic Pokemon, has really popular Pokemon. I would at least hold some cards or sealed product from those sets.
I'm not really an investor, but I was going to say 151 or Prismatic Evolutions also, especially if you could have like a whole base set, like a completed base set of 151 or something. I feel like that's going to be worth a lot in the future.
Nice. All right, the next little segment I have is called You Teach Me and I Teach You. And my question for this one is, if you were going to master set a set, which set would you choose, and what would your strategy be to complete a master set?
For me right now, my goal is Prismatic Evolutions. I open a ton of product. I don't think I pulled a single SIR. No, I lie. I pulled the Wellspring Ogerpon EX, the SIR, which is worth probably roughly $30. But out of like 1,000, like a lot of packs, I wouldn't say 1,000 packs, but it was probably good 20 Elite Trainer boxes. So probably 200 packs, and just for just one SIR it's a tough pull.
It is.
So trying to master a set, it seems impossible, but we've been doing a lot of trading, a lot of buying in store. So I mean, I've been slowly um, um, filling up the binders for the Prismatic master set there. But yeah, for now, it's going to be pretty tough in general to fill any master sets just because how crazy Pokemon is right now.
But I think like trading is probably the most efficient way to
I will say so.
Trading, buying singles.
Yeah, do not
like trading towards singles.
do not open packs thinking you're gonna complete a master set unless you're rich. I guess like if you're a baller, go for it. But
that would be so many packs.
20 ETBs though, that's a lot.
It is.
Especially like even our Pokeshop pulls, we didn't get any. Well, we got some. I think we got that Ogerpon too, but we didn't get any of the Evolution SIRs.
No, unless you like magically hit the God pack, like it's gonna be almost impossible to.
Oh yeah, God pack would definitely help with that.
Right, it would really help with completing the master set. But I would, trade up your doubles or just stuff that you're not really trying to hold on to and try to get pieces here and there. I mean, it's not a you don't have to rush. That's what I'm saying. Like you don't have to rush. You could collect for 10 more years and complete it that way. The problem with people like overspending and all that, like that's how you get into making bad decisions when you're FOMOing and you're trying to rush to complete these sets. So
what about you, Goose? Would you have any plans for a master set of any specific set, or is that not really your style?
I like to just collect what I like. I wouldn't get anything for like a set, but if I could have like every Pikachu card ever made, I love collecting Pikachus. But I don't think I would ever try and complete a master set. I do have a Prismatic Evolutions one started, but kind of like I said, I haven't pulled any of the SIRs for that. So it's like, I mean, I got a Badoo with a Pokeball on it. That's about the best thing I got. No, actually, that's a lie. The best thing I have is I pulled it in one of the Pokeshop videos, but I got to keep it. It was that Master Ball Suicune.
oh yeah, that one was pretty sweet.
Yeah, that one goes for like $30, I think.
That one's pretty sweet.
Yeah, but no, I wouldn't. I'm not really that kind of collector.
Nice. Every Pikachu would be incredible.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
see,
Every
I
Pikachu
feel like
would be my goal.
It'll be expensive too, because
Some of them get really super pricey, but
yeah.
but that would be sweet. And then we are at the end of the podcast already. So the end of the podcast will always be Ask Woody and Ask Gooseophone. If you want to ask Woody and Goose a question on the podcast, you can leave a comment with hashtag Ask Woody or hashtag Ask Gooseophone. And we just have a few here. The first one is from Retap Nifferg, which is Peter Griffin spelled backwards. Says, what is your favorite Pokemon generation?
Is that who are they asking?
Either one. Both.
Either one.
Yeah.
Gen 2, Johto. Gen 2 wasn't my first one. I started with Gen 1 because I was like 3 years old. I'm born in 96, so I started at the very end of Yellow was my first game. But Johto just has so many of my favorite Pokemon in it, like Espeon and Quilava and Suicune. And I love that you can go to both regions. The music in it's super good. Ho-Oh and Lugia are like top tier legendaries for me.
Mm-hmm.
I just really love it.
For me, it has to be Kanto. I just kind of grew up on it. Johto was really good though, because like, what? There's more to this. You know, like as a kid, right?
There's all new Pokemon.
Yeah, there's 10. You know, I'm 10 years old. I'm really in love with Pokemon at this point. And you know, when Johto or season 2 came out, I'm like, what? There's more Pokemon. Who is this blue Pikachu looking guy? We called it Pika Blue.
Meryl,
right? But we're like, well, there's more Pokemon, and you know, they kept going with the Johto with all the new cool Pokemon, Lugia and Ho-Oh and all that good stuff. But I think Kanto just has a place in my heart.
Nice.
OG.
Definitely. And then the other question was from Facebook, and it just says, what is your favorite evolution?
What is my favorite? You want to go first, Goose?
That's a toss-up between Espeon and Flareon. Flareon is very special to me because I was always Eevee in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Like when I did the personality test myself, I guess I'm apparently very naive, and that's what Eevee is. But I would go Flareon with that. I also just really love fire types, and it's super fluffy, and I feel like it looks the most like Eevee. Something they stopped doing with evolutions is the original 3 evolutions have that like neck, like Vaporeon has the fins, Jolteon is the white spikes, and Flareon is that big fluffy, almost scarf, like scruffy neck thing. And after that, they just kind of stopped doing that. So I feel like Flareon looks the most like Eevee. But Espeon is so cool. Espeon has that carbuncle kind of aesthetic and the gem on the forehead and the split tails. And it's just like a very sleek looking Pokemon. So it's between those two for me.
For me, it has to be Umbreon or Espeon. Kind of going back to where, you know, season 1, or like, and not knowing there was more Pokemon in Johto. Like what? What Eevee can evolve again to a different type? You know, a dark type.
They started adding.
They started adding more to it. Yeah, Pokemon. Like what? There's a dark type Eevee, so it was just super fascinating to me. Between the two, I would probably put Umbreon at the top, and then Espeon next, and then everything else is kind of from there. You know.
Nice. Well, that wraps up the first episode of the Pokeshop BST Podcast. If you guys subscribe, it helps out the channel a lot, so we appreciate that, and we'll see you next week for the Pokeshop BST Podcast. Peace out.